I want you to imagine that I've tied a balloon to your wrist. And it doesn't matter which wrist it is, but I'm going to start clicking my fingers. And when I click my fingers, it's as if there is a helium balloon that's been tied to your wrist. And as I said, it doesn't really matter which wrist it is, but there will be one of your wrists that I've tied the helium balloon to. And every time I click my fingers, that helium gets lighter and lighter and lighter. It's as if I've tied, 10 balloons to it, 15 balloons to it, 20, 40, 60, 80, whatever it takes to actually get your wrist to start floating in the air. And it's this weird sensation because you'll have completely no control over your arm whatsoever, and it'll just float. It's as if I've tied helium balloons to your wrist, and that'll be fine, okay? So if you imagine now that helium balloon is tied to one of your wrists, and you'll feel that wrist gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and eventually that process becomes quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, and it just allows you to continue to allow that hand to float completely in the air. And you have no control over your wrist whatsoever, and it's fine. And eventually I'll stop clicking it and it'll just stay there, and it'll just float and drift. What's that feeling like?
I don't know. It's really weird.
Okay.
I don't know. It's cool.
You kind of just have no control over your wrist whatsoever, do you?
No, it's sort of in my hand, but
Yeah, but it's fine.
yeah.
Now, the funny thing about this is, as I said, I like to build expectation. So in a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to imagine that I've cut the balloons on your wrist, and that wrist is going to fall completely to your lap. When it falls completely to your lap, that suggestion that I've given you about your own name again is going to be completely thrown further and further away. In fact, it's going to be even harder to recall this time around, okay? So if you imagine that I take a pair of scissors now and I go 1, 2, 3 and snip, and then it falls to your lap, if I ask you again what your first name is, it is...
Zach.